Hi, I'm Rick Dior, and welcome back to my N.A.R.D playthrough series. So today we're going to do page 13 all the way through. There's two solos, excuse me, on this page. This first one, Dan Graham's Destiny, is a little bit tricky. So you should play this metronomically at dotted quarter equals 74. And I'll show you what that sounds like. So you hear there, it's quite a bit slower. And of course, later on in, John Pratt's Advanced Snare Drum Solos book, he has a lot of these kinds of 6/8 solos around 74, 76, that tempo. But they're a lot more dense. So at that tempo, this solo to me sounds a little bit anemic. So what I did is I bumped it up to dotted quarter equals 92 is what I wrote down here. And that's a good tempo, and that's the tempo you heard in my opening solo. So when you see these 6/8 solos written at quarter note equals 110, that does not mean dotted quarter note equals 110. And the dot after the met, that's just, that's an abbreviation. That's what that means. So it doesn't mean dotted quarter note. A dotted quarter note would be written quarter note, then a dot, and then the tempo. And there's a few of those in this book, well, quite a few, that are like that. I think back in that day, they didn't write dotted quarter note. They just wrote quarter note, and they expected you to do the subdivision. But at dotted quarter equals 110, it's ridiculously fast. It's not musical that fast. I'll play a little bit for you. 1, 2, 1, 2. So you get the idea. I'm hurting already. So don't try to do that. It's just not musical, and he didn't mean it to be that fast. So that's a tricky solo for many reasons. The most obvious one being those fast triplets that you just heard. I'm playing them all loud there so you could hear, but I'd recommend just playing the first one and then the last one with an accent. And to do that, I'm using my wrist. I'm not trying to do too much rebound. So when you have to play them all the same volume, you can bounce. You can use rebound like this. But if you want to play the accents on the first note and the last note, I recommend using wrist. Again, don't clamp down in a death grip. It's relaxed, but you're still using mostly wrist. The other issue with this piece comes with these 15-stroke rolls. You have to pulse those. He wants 15s, so they're not fast at this tempo. They sound like this. So make sure you're entering on the second beat of a bar of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're pulsing those almost with a triplet pulse. All right, we'll play this one now at the original tempo that he wrote of quarter note equals 110, which, if you do the math, like I said earlier, that ends up being about 74 with the dotted quarter note. So we'll do that with you for you now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The next one is very straightforward, the Bill Graham March, and we'll start that one at 1:14. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's a fun one. There is one typo in this one on the last line. That roll should be tied. At least in my edition of the book, it's not tied. So this has two dynamics, basically mezzo forte, and then the second part of the solo is fortissimo. So try to make that difference obvious. At this tempo, it flows real nice. In the fourth stanza, I'm doing that figure like this. That's the sticking I like to use a lot of times, as opposed to this, which is alternating. That's fine as well. You can do that. I'll play this for you at quarter note equals 100 now, a little slower. 1, 2, 1, 2. Always good for you and a challenge to play these solos that slow. So hope you enjoyed this page 13, and we'll be back soon with page 14.